Yeah, no, it's really cool to come here and race. Obviously, the last couple of years have been really exciting, bringing this place back. And now we got new pavement, so it's going to be a new challenge. But, more than anything, I mean, they've just done an amazing job with this facility and fixing up to be such a nice short track in this area, and we want to keep racing here for a lot of years.
Yeah, I think definitely with the repave, it's a little bit different. We have great tools and resources as much as we can with the Ford simulator, and Josh has been running a late model, so just trying to ask questions, but really try not to have too many pre-thought ideas on what it's going to be like. Just try and feel it out and figure it out. But we've been preparing a little bit. It's been good so far.
I'm assuming the simulator stuff's been updated to the current type configuration. How different does it feel from that old pavement from last year?
Well, it's the old pavement. It's just they put more grip into it, so that's. But it looks the same as it did with the old asphalt. So they didn't repave it in there because they'd have to scan the track and stuff. But they just bumped the grip on what they think.
Talk about
honestly, I'll let you know. Come talk to me after. It looks good, but I'm not sure what to expect. I think the line will be a little bit different. Obviously, no tire wear now, so try to go out and get into a rhythm. Really going to treat this like a practice session. This practice session like a test session because we don't have much, especially with the option tires, the primary tires. So we'll see. A lot of unknowns.
It's kind of neat. Sitting here right now, actually, me and Bailey Curry, who's out there in a truck right now, came up here and volunteered when Dale Jr. was asking for volunteers to come clean up this place when it was at its absolute worst. And I remember that pretty clearly, walking into this room and it looking like a post-apocalyptic war zone. Gurneys flipped over across the floor, medical equipment just thrown out, trashed. I mean, just rough. So to see where it came from for last year, understanding, seeing what the surface did, how it changed, and into a repave for this season, and getting the news that we're going to be here beyond. It's really exciting to see some, from way back when I used to be watching on TV. I don't know that growing up if I ever got to watch a race live or on TV that was current year at North Wilkesboro. It's just we haven't been here in a really long time, so it's been special to be a part of coming back and in a minuscule part of helping that cleanup day, just to see it have the potential to come back on online and be a part of our schedule. So it is really neat to see where it's come from, to see it stick to its roots, and Marcus and their group working so hard to make sure that it has a lot of that nostalgic feel to it, so that we can keep true to what it was too.
Obviously, my full-time career is over, and I think that sometimes there are just things that pop up that are fun. I think this will be fun for me. It'll be fun for Cliff, and it'll be fun to just relate and talk with Kyle about what's happening here today. Obviously, he's got a lot going on, so to get back in the car 6, 7, 8 months later, whatever it's been, is you're definitely not as sharp as you would have been if you'd have got right back in and run all the races. But this is really more for just trying to help those guys out in a scenario, and I think they were just looking for somebody that had been in the car. This car is a lot different. It's very, very different to drive than an Xfinity car or any of the other cars that you would run. So we're really just having a good time with it and see how it goes. I mean, I've climbed in and out of it at the shop, but the last time I got into one of these vehicles for the first time was 2013. At the open test, that was basically all Hendrick with Rodney working on the car for the first time, and so I don't know. I think it's different because I've been sitting in the booth watching the 5 car do what it does on the racetrack, and I think really my only job today is to get it into the pit box, and try to understand the difference in the tires. But it's fun to see how the guys have approached it with something that is literally for a 150-minute practice. But but we've approached it like we're going into a race weekend because they want to do everything they can do to get Kyle prepared and to come from the back of the pack to try to win the All-Star race. So that's really, it's been very methodical with the way that they've gone about everything. I've sat in all the team meetings and been in a simulator and done all those things as we've led up to like they were preparing for the race. So hopefully I can do my part. Seeing the venue lit up last year with all the changes and the event itself, I think everybody loves the short tracks and North Wilkesboro has been talked about for a long time, and so I think with the repave and now it's really kind of at its, this is what North Wilkesboro is going to be as we go through this year and next year. So it'll be a great place to, I guess it'll be our last race of the season next year. So it's close to home, so that's a good thing. This sport evolves quickly. To be able to understand the tires, the scenario that goes with how long these tires will last, how fast they go, what the feeling is, what all those scenarios are. Listen to somebody else's team. I took my team for granted, right? Because we'd been around for so long, but to hear other people's thoughts and processes and understand all those things, to be able to relate to the fans is a pretty big deal. To kind of get a mid-year check of things that go with the evolution of our sport, because it evolves quickly and can leave you behind quickly. So, to be still ingrained in it and understand where everything's at is always good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good thing. This place has been around for a long time and kind of in the heart of NASCAR land, with Charlotte being right down the road and all that stuff. So. I think it's a good thing. Personally, I was excited to see that NASCAR or whoever spent a bunch of money to repave the place, because that just told me that it was going to be around, for a while, and they made that commitment pretty quickly. So, I think it's all positive, and the fan turnout was great last year, and I hope that continues. I've seen a couple times in my career that we'll have something new and it'll go really good the first time and then it won't after that. So I hope that this continues to be a positive event, because it was last year, and I think that led to the money being spent on the racetrack and the resurface and all that stuff, and seemingly it's sticking around. So I hope that the fan support and excitement continues now that the racetrack got the support that it needed to live on.
I've heard about it for a year, that last year I entered the box, put it in neutral, and then tried to leave in neutral, and I just totally messed up. So time-wise, we weren't going to win. We were going to be like 4th or 5th, and we were 12th or something. So by the time I got it back in gear. So now there's a whole lot more involved with the lap. It's not just all about the pit crew. I have a lot I can mess up, and that's really nerve-wracking, because this is a big deal for them. Just like winning, stop times each weekend and performing week in and week out and getting better and being creative with their stops. There's a lot I can mess up, and it's been on my mind a lot, and trying to think through it and see if we can go execute today.
Are those things that you can practice, things that you're in control of with the challenge?
Not until today. There's nothing to practice until we got here. Just trying to think through all the nuances of what's going to go into the timed lap, getting on pit road, stopping, and then getting back around to the finish line.
Do you like that you have a little bit of skin in the game?
No, I wish it was just them. I wish it was just a car and I wasn't even in it, and let them just show theirs and just see old pit crew challenge when they'd push the car inside the building. I was never around for that, but those things, take me out, let them be the true athletes. I don't want to contribute. I contribute every lap on track. I don't need to do it for these.
Russ, give me an idea of how the different tires felt, and then how the track changed for you, and your sort of optimism for this whole deal.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Big difference. We were changing our balance as we went, and we caught up to what I wanted out of the car when we put the reds on. I'm not sure how much it was the tire, how much it was our balance shift, the adjustments we made, but we'll find out. I mean, it's tough because we haven't ran on this pavement. We have not ran on these rain tires that are slicks, the reds, I guess.
but I dang sure felt good on the reds. So I wish we were racing on them all weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did a good job of whatever asphalt compound mixture they put in here. It seemed to take some rubber pretty good. So that part was nice. I think the tire that they've kind of been, the soft tire that they came here and messed around with, I think it was really good. It seemed good in practice, and hopefully we can learn from that going forward.
Now that you have been on the track and you have tested different tires, you've had some time to actually get acclimated to the new repave. What do you think is the key to actually getting through the field and racing once we get to Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, I was nervous. Start of practice, it was going to be one lane around the bottom, and then by the end it got pretty wide, which is good, and it's just going to get wider as the weekend goes on, which is even better. And so I think you're going to be able to kind of move around the field. I hope the tires continue to fall off. I hope the lane gets up to the wall, both ends, which it's not going to surprise me if it does, honestly. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty fun day. I mean, and going from the primaries to the reds and kind of seeing how your car changes, and also trying to keep up with the track changing, widening out, and how hard you can do. And then for 95% of us, it was our first laps on the track, right? It wasn't part of the test. So a lot of learning today, learning under fire, but we do that a lot now. But yeah, it's a fun day, and hopefully we can learn some stuff from this weekend going forward, like tires and stuff like that.